got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Comot Town, which was carried out through a court order. How does the administration ensure that such enforcement action are done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. Is that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
Why will George Weah, who is tempted by or Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, stink, you could find him passing around, particularly dead and useless. Why will such a man conduct make you Weah vex that you will struck the work and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, he would have fallen in the place of Moses.
The Liberian National Police commends the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Your respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that our democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived. And the worst thing about all these people, they all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah. Ranging from people on the bench of the Supreme Court, they got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The very Gregory Coma today, he worked in the previous administration when Weah came. He also got another letter again. If he chooses to do what he's doing, it's up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how Weah had always been molded. That's how God has already molded Weah and catapult him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That has been his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they cared. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. What more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to pride in yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy in becoming a bad person. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. Bad person, George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. Never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
My money, oh, I have to actually for like 30 days, oh. I have to lock me up, oh. I can't get out, oh. I can't get out, oh. International community can't come here, oh. Oh, La Bira. Oh, my people, now they got La Bira who want it, oh. Now they got La Bira who want it, oh. Now they got La Bira who want it, oh. Rescue team, oh. You say you get to rescue us, oh. Adriani, oh. Rescue team, oh. You say you get to rescue us, oh. Adriani, oh. Every people talk about property, oh.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happen in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their SAR is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
So much for being with us, also walking along with us, understanding us in difficult times as well as good times. We can appreciate you the more. Thank you that you joined us for Real Talk. We go real patriotically and nationalistically on this 9th day of February 2025. I'm Sam Andrews, as always, Sam Andrews in the reign of Judo Christopher. Can help but bless God Almighty, acknowledging his presence hovering us, firstly, his goodness, his love and mercy. He is good. He is faithful. He is so massive, so extraordinary. Good God. He kept watch over us, and he has led us into this day. Another day again. It's called Monday. Yes. And the month is February, gradually 2026 is going to an end. Some people are buckling up, they are rushing, they are hovering. It ain't easy. Time is a supernatural phenomenon that waits for nobody. But everyone is to make the most of time available. Thank you for coming on. We are grateful to God Almighty, great God. It's another day. Yeah, it's another day. Roland Deruto, Blamonimnem, Rhode Island, USA, Babulo James, Pennsylvania, USA, Paris Lobot, New Jersey, USA, Saturday Woodward, Atlanta, Georgia, USA, Henry Tito, Caldwell, Asata Miller, Red Light, Stephen Yakati, District 2, Lower Magibi County, Silver, Washington, Brewer City, Ezekiel Johnson, Chicken Soup Factory, Spencer Mohammed, Cokespoon Hill, Wayne Community, Amara Kamara, Philip Tugba, Dallas, Texas, USA, Samuel Cooper, Caldwell, Emmanuel Broad, Minnesota, USA, Harris City, Terrain Community, William Hoff, Minnesota, USA, Ansu Famule, Fatu Kone, Magibi County, Melvin Terry, Patrick Factory, Masare Abdullah, JJY Community, Jeff Comonte, New York City, Mantonian Son, VOA Junction, William Derry Wulu, spokesperson, Civil Rights Movement, Caldwell, Bohaman Liaman, D15, Henry Harrison Wee, Louisville, USA, Samuel Bobo, Mozart Dennett, Augustus B. Johnson, Orita Jikla, Jukonti Chie, Jumon Colley, Gabriel Lawson, Iron Factory, Broad Street Business Center, Benita Undebi, Johnsonville, Sasto, Usman Saul, Business Center, Galley Street, Precious Dekukai, Tinkers Village, Sonia Beach Community, Rita Christine Hayes, Massachusetts, USA. My dear sister Orita Sunday Way Choir, good to have you on. There, hope that you are good. All of you great people, thank you for coming on. The chairman himself, the one and only chairman, the chairman for life, Melting Pot, Reference Point Chairman, Block 18 Intellectual Center, Roma Rico, Kennebor, or Latupan for short. Good to have all of you great people on. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for coming on. It's Monday. It's Monday. All right. So before we get started, last week I left a basket with you people. And I said this week you have to return the basket. So I know that you did well. You kept the basket well. You stay keeping it more than well. We appreciate that you are that great, respective, yes, custodian. Thank you for keeping the basket. Not 6, only 2. They are discouraging. Let's get out of Liberia briefly. Nigeria's separatist leader reportedly announced the permanent cancellation of the Monday sit-in-home order in the southeast with immediate effect. In a statement, the indigenous people of Biafra said the directive came directly from Kano, who remains in detention pending appeal. Residents were urged to return to schools, markets, and workplaces without fear, while being warned that anyone enforcing sit-in-home orders will be acting against Kano's instructions. The decision ends a weekly shutdown introduced in August 2021 to protest Kano's arrest, which disrupted daily life and the economy. The organization, founded in 2014, was banned by the Nigerian government in 2017, and its arm wing, the Eastern Security Network, has been accused of violence. At least 53 people, including 2 babies, are dead or missing after a rubber boat carrying migrants capsized off the coast of Libya. That's according to the International Organization for Migration. The boat, carrying 55 people, overturned both of Zuwara in northwestern Libya after taking on water about 6 hours into the journey. 2 survivors, both Nigerian women, were rescued by Libyan authorities. One lost her husband, while the other lost her 2 babies. The migrants from several African countries reportedly departed from Al-Zawari, about 44 kilometers west of Tripoli. The International Organization for Migration added that at least 375 migrants were reported dead or missing in January alone while attempting to cross the Mediterranean to Europe, noting that many more deaths are believed to be unrecorded. The civil war between the Sudanese army, but let's get to this one then, that will be the last, and then Ghana's President John Dramani Mahama has recalled the country's High Commissioner to Nigeria, Baba Jamal, following allegations of vote buying during the National Democratic Congress parliamentary primary in Ayawaso East constituency. The presidency said the move was necessary to protect the integrity of public office, noting that Jamal was the only surviving government official among the candidates accused of electoral inducement. Reports alleged that items such as television sets and food were distributed to delegates, though he denied any wrongdoing and pledged to cooperate with the investigation. The NDC has since launched an internal probe into the alleged irregularities. The civil war between the Sudanese army and its rival, the paramilitary group Rapid Support Forces, continues unabated. The battle, which started in April 2023, has resulted in the death of more than 150,000 people, with millions displaced in and out of the country. According to the United Nations, the war is the world's worst humanitarian crisis, which forced more than 13 million children out of school. BBC Ainsoy spoke to Save the Children CEO Anga Ashin, who recently returned from Sudan, on what she heard, saw, and experienced.
What I saw was a total shock, because it is a crisis that has impacted everyone I met in Sudan, including our own staff. And of course, I knew that this is the most severe yet critically underreported humanitarian crisis right now. But what was so evident that there is a crisis within the crisis. After nearly 3 years of war, so many children are still out of school. education is often seen as something that can wait, but for children, education is not a luxury, it is a lifeline. And I met so many children, including 9-year-old Amina, who had been forced to flee their homes due to the conflict. And Amina, she was forced to flee Khartoum when the war started, and she missed nearly a year of school. And when I met her, she was participating in a school supported by Save the Children in Port Sudan. And she did walk several kilometers every day back and forth to school, even though the journey on her own was sometimes lonely and at times frightening. And she did tell me how happy she was to be back with her friends, to be able to learn from teachers, and also to be receiving a school meal every day, because a meal is something that many children don't have access to at home.
As you say, this is a huge crisis. It's considered the world's largest humanitarian crisis. And we have been focusing a lot on the survival, on families that have been displaced multiple times. And I'm wondering what that displacement of more than 10 million people, what impact it has had on education, because as these families flee, they're fleeing with their children.
Yes, so 1/3 of the population are displaced and 2/3 of the population needs humanitarian assistance. And as you say, with so many people being displaced and many of them being displaced many times, it means that nearly half of Sudan's 70 million school-aged children have spent nearly 500 days without entering a classroom. And that is 10% more time out of school than the worst case scenario during the COVID lockdowns, to put this in perspective. And the ongoing conflict is stopping children from going to school. One example, and I met a number of children from Darfur, and in North Darfur state, where the conflict is still ongoing, only 3% of over 1,100 schools are still open. And we have hundreds of school buildings being destroyed or damaged since the beginning of the war, and they are no longer safe to use. And there was also a number of examples where I visited school buildings where displaced people were living because they had no other place to live. So destroyed schools being used as housing for displaced people, but also a big challenge because of the lack of funding. Many teachers are not being paid. And having gone months without salaries, they were forced to abandon teaching to find other ways to feed their families. And without teachers, schools simply cannot function. So there were so many examples of how this education crisis is hitting children. I met a 13-year-old boy in a camp for displaced people, and he told me that he remembered seeing bodies on the side of the street and cars on fire as they fled. And he has actually been out of school for 3 years, and he's still not back in school. And his biggest dream is to be back with friends, to be able to access education, to be able to create a future where he can contribute to his country. He would like to be a doctor, but like so many other displaced, he's in desperate need of psychosocial support. And there were so many stories like that.
What are people doing? What are parents and teachers and all people concerned about education doing in the absence of formal education?
The camp for displaced people where I met this boy, just to use that as an illustration, this was a camp where, of course, people came together with desperate needs. There was no education, no health, no basic support. And what families were desperately trying to do was to come together to support one another. And of course, those who had a teaching background was volunteering as teachers. Those who had other experiences was volunteering in health facilities. So of course, people are trying their best to, if they can, contribute to the learning and education of their children. But they're also really strongly advocating for the need for education. I didn't meet a single parent who didn't tell me that getting their children back to education was one of their key priorities because of this being a lifeline. It doesn't only provide education, it also provides stability, it provides safety and hope for the future.
Does the CEO of Save the Children, Anga Ashin, speaking to the BBC, I'm sorry, on the condition in Sudan, having gone there to have a full understanding of herself. The war started 2023, stay on, as you heard in a script, 13,000 children forced out of schools, 150,000 killed, displacement unprecedented. That's the African setting. So let's get to developments here. Thank you for coming on. Again, the basket is with you. I think our partners should be giving some dollars out. I think some real cash yet. Let me find out from our partners. They should be giving some real cash out. Some real cash, but let me be specific. Yeah. But before we get to that, I got something for you. The guy is so extraordinary. He's unique. Truly, he is a global icon. He's loved all over the world by the people. He doesn't force himself on the people. It's natural. It is just natural and supernatural. Supernaturally, he's loved. People like him. So people move. When you are loved by the people, they move to do things for you without telling you that they're doing it. They feel so comfortable, so relaxed, so unique doing that. So they just do it with ease. They do it with ease, using their resources, everything available to them. Have a listen. This is a new gift we have for you, done in the United States of America by a Liberian. I don't know whether he is a sedition. I don't want to think so, but he just loved former President George Weah and took on the responsibility to put his expertise to work. Fine song. Is in a cappella form. Have a listen.
2 leaders walking different life. One leads with love, the other spite. George went.
This song is fine. So inspiring. The aura alone. But the message is about, the emphasis is on former President George Weah. But there is a minor emphasis on Mr. President. They say they want new president. They got new president. Minor emphasis is on the new president, but not in any positive way. Listen to the description. Listen. The song is so fun. I like the a cappella nature. 2 persons. He's talking about 2 persons here. He's explaining about 2 persons. 2 persons is explaining. Listen to him. Listen carefully. I'm not going to stop him again until the end.
2 leaders walking different life. One leads with love, the other spite. George and Joseph both can stand so clear. One brings hope, one brings fear. Joe's where he rules with gentle hands, lifts the weak and understands. Every soul gets equal chance. Compassion flows in his advance. When the people need him near, he steps down to dry their tears. Plays with kids and helps the old. His warm heart can't be sold. Oh, Joe leaves with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Joseph Boker rules with hate and lies, laughs as hungry children cry. Treats his people like they're dirt, leaves them bleeding, leaves them hurt. When the nation needs his aid, he just watches while it falls, mocks their pain with cruel delight. Devil dressed in leader's might. Oh, chose where leads with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Bokia brings the storm and rain. Whoa.
Very, very inspiring one. Joseph Walker brings storm and rain. So new code. Joseph Walker brings storm and rain. Is it Joseph Walker? Oh, this song. Amen. You see, when you're so evil, people tend to, they don't tend to, but they just do. This is his way of saying, no, come on, you are suffering the people in Liberia. You are dehumanizing them. You are putting them in a dungeon. You don't see that they are human beings, Job Walker. You don't see it. Come on, as much as you want development in a country, but can't you use your destruction? Yeah? You are bringing storm and rain on the people, and these are the same people you were gallivanting all over the place for vote. Now you are bringing storm and rain on them. Oh, that's a man I saw.
Two leaders walking different lives. One leads with love, the other spite. George and Joseph Bokia stand so clear. One brings hope, one brings fear. Joe's where he rules with gentle hands, lifts the weak and understands. Every soul gets equal chance. Compassion flows in his advance. When the people need him near, he steps down to dry their tears. Plays with kids and helps the old. His warm heart can't be sold. Oh, Joe's where leads with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Bokia brings the storm and rain. Joseph Bokia brings the storm and rain. Joseph Bokia rules with hate and lies, laughs as hungry children cry, treats his people like they're dirt, leaves them bleeding, leaves them hurt. When the nation needs his aid, he just watches while it falls, mocks their pain with cruel delight. Devil dressed in leader's might. Oh, chose where leads with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Bokia brings the storm and rain. Oh, da, 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 oh, oh, da, 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 ah, ah, da, da, da. Oh, da, 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 oh, oh, oh.
Wow, nice one. Inspiring. Yes. He's with us until the show ends. We'll bring him in intermittently. He is our intermittent guest. Thank you, sir. Nice one. You need to get a copy. Yeah, it's Joe Buakai. Bring storm and rain. Joe Buakai suffered the children. Oh, all right. So let's go. The hearing to quash the Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force subpoena on Cloud Foundation. The hearing is slated for tomorrow, the 10th of February. The foundation legal team said the subpoena was meaningless, utterly useless, because the court does not have the ability, it cannot hear that. It maintains that it did nothing wrong nationally, as the Unity Party government is pursuing it with grudge. Former President Sirleaf visited the foundation and expressed her satisfaction with the desire to see such a unique facility built in all the counties making up Liberia. Senator Amara Conem went there too and spoke profoundly of the foundation given what he saw. Others have expressed their joy at having such a facility in Liberia, like it is in other countries, and it gives the future of the country the future they need. On the other side of the coin, some UPs will stoop so low, too mediocre for their status, to question the visits of former President Sirleaf and Senator Amara Conem. They think their going to the foundation will influence the hearing slated for tomorrow. That once it is in court, the matter, they argue that these people should not go there. No politician should go there. It should be left that way. That is mental deficiency in reasoning. They argue that the guys are politicizing the hearing before the hearing by their visit. It is wrong. They argue that. But here is it. There is nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong with politicians going there. Those politicians are Liberians. They have the right. That place is not under siege and it's not barricaded, and people can never have access to the place. If the government has taken siege of it by whatever the reason, let's just give you a simple political and legal reasoning so that you stop that petty thing of a sentiment, party sentiment in you. They can have access to that place, to the people who are there, the facility at all times and at any times. There is no legal case. There is not a full case before the court. There is nothing absolutely off. The government has taken siege of that. The place hasn't been barricaded. It is as normal as any institution in Liberia that anybody can access as per their desire. So it does not make sense to think that when they say it that way, then the court they're going to overturn the judge's decision. No, nobody going to do that. Nobody. The visit order by the former president was nothing to arm twist anything of a judge or a lawyer or Arab people. The going order of Senator Conner has got absolutely nothing to do with anything overturning anything legal. You Unity Party people, Unity Party bloggers and other people, just stop stooping so low, except that you people are telling us that truly what has been coming up that Joseph Yema Boakai has this satanic grudge at all costs. And you people know that. The matter is before. It's just a hearing, a mere hearing. Now, they took it to the court. The subpoena. And the legal team of Car Foundation comes and say, come on, that is utterly meaningless legally. There's no substance in that. You have to throw that thing off the window. And then the court say, okay, no problem. Because the law provides hearing for both sides. The law does not look at one side and rules in one side favor because one side has the political weight. No. The law is for both sides. So the law said, okay, no problem. We set Tuesday, the 10th, to look into that. If we have no right whatsoever, it will be ruled and say, Arab, go. There's no substance in it. Clara Hope Foundation, you'll continue. If it has substance, the court will say, these people are spared their subpoena has substance. Hence, you people will continue. So why are you afraid? Why are you judging before the hearing? Or you think it will shield everybody? Yeah, I'm hearing the people say Joe Boakai built on alley. The man who demolishing his own alley. You see what God said before you think you tell your brother speck in his eyes, you must take it off. You must firstly check yours. The government are fair, man. And do you know that the people who always bringing claim against people are the ones who have dirty, bad, stink soul? And they will know that they have dirty, bad, stink soul, but they will never look at it. They will shield their soul and tell another person you have a bad, stink soul. Against that, God said, come on, check yourself first. Jesus said, he who has no fault, he who hasn't transgressed, he who is clean in heart. If anyone is clean, if anyone is claiming that, let him be the first to throw the stone. And nobody, impartial judgment, impartial reasoning. Look at Jesus and that scene. That was impartial reasoning. You will see religion inside, you will see politics inside, you will see those two things. You want to wait. Why are you rushing? The grudge is, let's do everything to take that thing from the woman. Conner going there, Senator Conner going there, ain't mean anything. Senator Conner not lawyer. He can't overturn anything if it is to be overturned. Former President Sally can't overturn anything. So when they asked the woman said the legal aspect, I don't get anything to say about it. But I'm satisfied with what I see. And I think we can have such a facility in all of the counties. Meaning, not only does it bring development to the country, but it will change in the next 5-10 years the entire future of this country with these children. Because in the next 5 years, those who are 10, imagine, they will be 15, 20. Get the level of quality education they will have received. Now, here is it. Let me tell you people. Listen, everybody who you see today, they are in law, rule of law, rule of law. First thing, look at their children. Look at their children, nothing. They are joining the rest of the people. Rule of law, rule of law. The politicians that they are joining to say all those things, look at the politician children. Today, Cornelia Carr going for confirmation hearing, she is 35 years old. Some of you are more than 35 years old. Cornelia Carr has 2 masters with a law degree. Her father knew that this time would come, so he prepared her You're yelling, the law is the law. And before, in the next 10, 15 years, those children will be somewhere, but you don't want those children to be somewhere. Today, you're running beyond Cornelia Cry. Cornelia Cry is 35 years old. You know what that means? Her father projected the future. You're running beyond Cornelia Cry. You say, oh, the Lord, Cornelia Cry is a government minister. So imagine if you were 25 before Cornelia, if you were 30 before she reached her 20, her 25 into her 30. Just multiply and see how many years you older than her. That today you're running behind her. Her father is not regretting. You saying the law is the law. Cloud her foundation. They must take it from her. Because you don't want those children to be the same. Because your own have not the future. So you don't want those children to have a unique future in the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. That's how the Cornelia Cry and other people you're running behind, that's how it started. She was small. They put her father sent her to good school. Her father sent her to this, sent her to these kind of facilities abroad. So you see, less than no time, 35 years old, she has 2 masters with a law degree. That it kind of facilities. You sitting down there like mumu. The people have already educated their child and children. They are the ones making decision for you. The woman say, oh look, come on, let's try the best we can. Let's put up something down as we see in Europe. That the child or the adult between 20 and 25, they have a BSc, they have a law degree. Let's put the same thing in Liberia. Let's give them the kind of education. Look at what former President Sirleaf said. She said she was surprised. Children of their age talking about infrastructure, talking about technology. She said a piece of imagination because they have not known that for a typical indigenous Liberian children. They have always known that for their children because they have always educated their children out of Liberia. So it was shocking to her. Hearing the children talking about technology and see the technological setup that woman put over there. In the next 5 years, 10 years, you know how many generations that's going to be, and you know how they're going to change the dynamics of this country? Today, how many children in this country, how many Liberians are IT savage? How many? Most of the IT people in this country, they are foreigners. President Bwakakin said he will create that avenue to educate 10,000 Liberian children in IT technology. Where is it today? It was just a political rhetoric. When you sit down, instead of looking at it from a futuristic standpoint, you allow politics to erode your reasoning. You're not looking at it for the future or because your child is not there. So you're joining the politician. The law is the law. Yeah, what American ain't going to do down there? The law got the law. The law had to take precedence. It's not an issue of the law taking precedence. Nobody is saying the law is not taking precedence, but you just want, you want to shut up and allow the atmosphere to flow and think about your child's future in the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. What do you want your child to be? Look at society. Look at how the staggering number of young boys and girls who are normal zogos. No education, no skill, nothing absolutely. Look at the parents, the number, the ratio of parents who are regretting their crime. Nothing absolutely from their offspring. Today, you're running behind other people. The American mayor say, "Man, go there. American, look at American children where they are. They are in facilities like this in America. Why did they put them there? Because they know 5 years, 10 years, they will come and stay in the Cornelius Square with 2 masters, with a law degree, and make decision for you, and you'll be running behind instead of looking at it from a futuristic standpoint. That's how the white man thinks. The black man said, no, it should not be. You must destroy it. The white man looks at the future. So they set up these facilities and say, look at these children, 5, 10, 15 years, in the next 20 years, this is what they will be. You can project the future. How do you project the future? By the kind of standard you set, and you work towards it, and it happens. Cornelia Crown, the Hopa sent her to good facilities out of this country. Just look at who can obtain a law degree under 35. That the kind of facilities and he sent his daughter to. He saw the future, and he gained a future that today he is a proud father from that kind of facility out of Liberia. In the next 10, 15 years, see how those children will be. Nobody will ever think that they are Liberian children. So educated, exposed. You prefer to put hate into everything. They must take the facility for the woman. They must take the facility. It's not the issue of taking the facility. It's damaging a whole generation, about 3 to 4 or 5 generations. And Senator Connor couldn't have put it any better, that politics have always divided this country. And not the normal politics, but grudge politics. When it's not me, it should not be the next person. Why should this person build this kind of house? Let's make sure that we destroy it because we don't have, so that person should not have. That's why Liberia has always been down. Imagine 200, almost 200 years old. What a shame and a disgrace. This country has got nothing to show. You just brag in age. No factories, no universities, nothing of good standards. Look at the health sector. Government officials stay leaving. United Party officials, they stay afraid of JFK. Yesterday, they said that George Weah was not taking care of the health sector. He was doing nothing of the health sector. Look at the health sector today. United Party people were saying CDC officials were leaving the health sector. They were carrying the people out of the country to go and take treatment. Today, where they are carrying their children, they made the government of the United States to issue a ban that nobody going. So they used to go and say all kinds of things, run all kinds of propaganda. Today, they are afraid of the very JFK. They're taking their children out. And thank God for Donald Trump's decision that nobody will leave Liberia to go in America to do anything. You can go into other countries, but not Liberia. Not America, rather. He was simply telling them, your build facilities. Your build facilities. You claim to be the oldest countries in Africa, yet countries that are 30 years old, that are 50 years old, you're feeding on them. You're begging them every day. What a shame and what a disgrace. You claim to be the richest by natural resources on the African continent. Look at how you people are peasants of a country. That heart that I had kept Liberia. The only thing the country can boast of, almost 200 years. And it has not purged itself. It has not raided itself of that hate, that grudge, that malice. It is still within the psyche of the country. You see it. President still pursuing. How can it be an Arab, but it's going after certain people and leaving out certain people? And you call that a comprehensive asset recovery and property retrieval? When a task force head will come up and display only a few people and leave the rest of the people. You got to look at it from a futuristic standpoint. Most of these people, where they're sending, the last time Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence pro tem, we are friends on Facebook. Everything she posts, I see it. Everything I post, she see it. She was in the United States, boasting of her son's graduation in the facility, the university that he was leaving from, and as a proud mother. You know why they prefer to send their children on that side? Because no facility yet. No facility. Go in Nigeria. See universities, see different polytechnics, see different institutions of all kinds, that the people have options. You can choose what facility you want to enroll in. You can choose what kind of university you want to enroll in with a unique system. What Liberia has. We only say, oh, Liberia people used to come from other countries to learn here. People used to come from other countries to do this in this country. Liberia was the bridge for this and that. If that was true, we should see it. The foundation should be there. Then other people come and build on that foundation. Somebody comes into this country and see Claro Foundation. They say, oh, but madam, we can do this. We want to set up another one. Why can we? And madam will say, go and speak to the government. When people come in your country, they see facilities like that. There are people who have money. They are attracted to facilities. When they see it, they get so excited and say, we can do something. Where can we? We want to put another one. You're not looking at the future. You have to be futuristic in your thinking. Look at those children. Future. It's not who goes there. We have to drop this malice. We have to drop this hate. It has never helped Liberia. It has never taken Liberia anywhere. It has always kept Liberia back. We say this country is a developing country. Liberia is not a developing country. A developing country don't live in hate. Liberia is a retrogressing country. If Liberia was a developing country, almost 200 years, you will see real thing. People will come and see, you know what a developing country is? It's that country that is striving, using its natural resources. You will see this one going up. You will see this one. You will see this other one going up. You will see a number of things. You will see how the outlook of the country will change. 200, almost 200 years old. You stay in a place called city, that is thing nasty. When people enter, they don't even know that it is a city. Your city is no different from interior. Nigeria, the remotest, the least interior of Nigeria, far better than Liberia City. You're not looking at all those ones, but you're going after a person. Look at your city. Former President Weah talked that way. Former President Salif talked about changing the city, relocating the city. The same politics. No. She dropped it. Former President Weah comes and look at it and say, let's relocate the city. The same politicians. No. Put all their political talk to it. Here we are. You know how many times Nigeria changed? You know what relocation of city does? The entire country itself does not have any developmental blueprint. What you have is party blueprint. A country blueprint. When one government leaves, the other government comes and continues. That government leaves, the other government comes and continues. That's what they call a national blueprint. The next government will not say that George Weah built it 1 year, so we're not looking at it. We'll leave it. Whatever happened to it, they go into ruin. They will look at it and take full responsibility because it is for the country. It is a national initiative. Almost 200 years. Liberia is still living in grudge. And it came from nobody but the leaders. So it resonates with the people. And that's what you see every day. That's why you see, look at your society. Look at it. You can sense the grudge in the atmosphere, the malice, the hate, that if it is not me, it should not be the next person. We should be all condemning of the next person, but nobody should condemn us. Terrible. The visit of those people should mean nothing. Tomorrow the hearing, and nothing extra going to come of it. Nothing. This country will have to choose between development and retrogression. That means we're just going back. We have to choose between the two. You can have a country when it is not unity party, it should not be. When it is unity party that is taking the decision, it's okay. And nobody should say anything. Then you do not have a country. The hearing is slated for tomorrow. Just thought to highlight that. Be yelling. The law is the law. And the woman, how she got money? Katuma Bwaga ran an organization, NGO, she's still running. Where she getting the money from? Where? The reason nobody wants to talk within a unity party ran because they know that the argument they brought against the former first lady, that same argument applies to Katuma Bwaga. But because Katuma Bwaga is the sitting first lady, so she's immaculate. She's infallible. And that's deception to the core. President Bwaga foundation, he had that foundation being in existence for years. The foundation was practically dead. When he was in opposition, the foundation was non-existent. He comes to power. The foundation is supplying people everywhere. There is something called open governance. They introduced open governance to us, he and his former boss, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. That the government will be open, people will access the government, there'll be accountability, transparency, and every other thing. The president said there will be no business as usual. No business as usual is not corrupting the system, making sure that everything works in accordance with the law. Mr. President, where the money coming from, that Mr. President Foundation that was practically dead, that it is viable today? That not government money? That government money. Who told you when you are an asset recovery institution, your work don't include the current? It includes the current. If that's the case, then we'll not have GSC to be conducting audits on current institutions, not only the past. Then GSC will only focus on the past. That foundation, what the foundation doing? Is the foundation not catering to people? Why did President Bwaga establish that foundation? To enrich himself? No. To elevate his family to another level? No. To take people's life who are not within his family realm to another level. To cater to people. That is the essence of that Bwaga's foundation. But where is the money coming from? The government money. You can't tell me that private venture. The organization is not bearing anything. At least okay, yeah, say Cloud Foundation. Then when they say President Bwaga Foundation, so it's bearing his name. He president of Liberia. The foundation was not viable, it was dead when he was in opposition. That foundation was not giving anything to anybody. The foundation is viable today because President Bwaga is the president of Liberia using the country money on it. You think it's too big, yeah? They tell you when you're in government, it means that nobody can question you. Who tell you? President Bwaga riding private jets all over the place. Why his office can give account? Why the Ministry of Information, they can stand and give, his office can give expenditure report. Do you know that President Bouaga owe it to the people? He has to explain how much money that has been expended on all of his travels. Have you heard one day the president office giving a breakdown? No business as usual. That's what the president said. There is business as usual within his realm. If you understand business as usual, to me, taking money. No, the expression business as usual simply means you will not do the same as it was in the past. If in the past there was no explanation of money used, in the present there will be explanation of every dime used. So it will not be the usual of the past. It will be the difference in the present. Y'all be careful. Y'all be yelling. Politicians use people as surrogates to accomplish their aim. Many of you, your children, whatever the level, whether 7, 8, 9, 10, they are not in school. You don't have the means. You don't have the ability whatsoever. Yeah. What my man?
Two leaders walking different lights. One leads with love, the other spite. George and Joseph both can stand so clear. One brings hope, one brings fear. Joe's way he rules with gentle hands, lifts the weak and understands. Every soul gets equal chance. Compassion flows in his advance. When the people need him near, he steps down to dry their tears. Plays with kids and helps the old. His warm heart.
Thank you, man. When the people need him, he dries their tears. When the old people cries, it raises a concern within him, and he goes to help them out. He may not be 100% at it, but he does something. That's what the guy is saying. The few lines that former president where he's talking about. Those people, they thought about the future generation of this country. You got your 7 years old boy, girl, you're 10 years old, you're 11 years old. You don't have, as the parent or parents, you don't have the skill, you don't have the ability, you don't have the means. Now the future of your child hangs in the balance, bleak. But you have this desire that your child in the next 5, 10 years will be something great. And what did God say? He said every child should bring glory and honor to the parents. But how it works when the parents can determine the future of the children or the child. Why you think these people, they send their children to great schools around, to great institutions, great facilities? Today, Cornelia Cry and every other who they have future. That's what they call future. Future is education. When you have the education, you earn what you want to earn, how you want to earn it, when you want to earn it, where you want to earn it. You have to look at your future. Look at your children. Some of you have 3. Some of you have 2. At the age of 7, at the age of 8, at the age of 10. Do you ask yourself in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, what I want, what kind of future do I need for my child? There are ladies in this country. They are under 30. They are out of the university. Go in America, 23 years old, with a PhD, 25, 26, 27. They're writing books from that facilities. That the facilities, they send them to facilities like what Clara Marie Wiapo over there. The high starts, that's a foundation there. When you hear early childhood, when you hear primary, the high start small. By the time in the next 5-10 years they leave, they enter university. They are more than super. When you hear them talking, you think that they brought the world into being. Right there, they have future. Instead of thinking about your own, you're allowing political sentiment. Yeah, why am I gonna go do that? And the thing they can influence. Most of you who talking, you know, your children don't have. And I don't think they will ever have that kind of future. Everybody wishes that they have good future, but it depends on you. Instead of saying, this woman here did well, though they claiming that the government money, but you have to look at it from the other side. In the next 5 years, 10 years, what these children will become? Great future leaders of this country. They are who? They are Liberians. Look at those children on the international scene. 4, 5, 6. They put microphone to their mouth. You hear them talking as if Gorgia opened a hand and put books there, put words. Take microphone and put it in front. A Liberian child ask a single question. See, you can't. Parents in this country, most parents are not proud of their children, except for few. And the few are the ones who are taking their children to unique facilities. The woman set up that place so that a child or children in the future will have a unique life. Not for herself, not benefiting from it, not getting a dime from it. It's not something that she's using to survive on, to live on. No, you have to look at it from different angles. What is Maria profiting from that? What finances in huge number that she needs for survival? Like how people will survive on their institution. That thing is only and exclusively for the future of the country. The children, Liberian children, they will not say. Former President Sally went down there, she was not surprised to hear. Or that she came and said, it was shocking to me to hear these Sierra Leonean children, these Ghanaian children. She said Liberians. It was surprising to her to hear children of their children talking about technology, talking about infrastructure, talking about those things that they only expect to hear from BB people who are educated, BB people. Hearing the children, it was shocking to her. That's why she said, although we need to have these these facilities in all of the counties. If we have this facility in all the counties, imagine the generation that will not only be educated, but how this country will move to an unprecedented level because everything will have passed away and they will bring new ideas. Just as the progressive left the country in this damning state. Nothing, no good future they instituted. Look at the people who are running behind Cornelius today. Cornelia Crowd. Majority of them 5 years older than her. But she's 35. Her father looked at it and projected the future. He said, from this time to this time, she will be this age. From this time to this time, she will be this age. From this time to this time, she needs to obtain this. From this time to this time, she needs to obtain that. And that, the dividend will come. And that's the dividend you see your father reaping so. That's the dividend. That father ain't got to worry. The Cornelia, I think the brother, the same way. From these kind of facilities, they look at it, they send the children to these kind of facilities. Instead of you thinking, when my child will have such an opportunity that in the next 5-10 years, I can benefit. Say, no, let them take the foundation from the woman. Let them take the foundation. Nothing of that going to happen. But let me just project something for you. when it's not going to happen, but we're just being hypothetical, just for the discussion's sake. When that happens, you know what's going to happen? All the children over there will move from there. All of them. Even if the government maintains it, all the children, the parents, they will take their children from there. 1. 2, every support that the government will need to get to that place, except they take it from the domestic something, but every contact everywhere, it will be blocked. There will be a huge international lobby against the government for that. 3, the Jamaican government will play its underground work to undermine everything until that foundation goes down the drain, that Joseph Iwan Boaga and his people will not reap anything from it. The international community don't see it like that. They are deep. It is a deep community, very deep. You're saying like, bro, real love, real love, real love. Anybody, in fact, we're going there. We're going to Clark Hall Foundation. Everybody can go there. Let United Party people keep beating their empty drum. What are they going there for? You say your people then do all kind of nasty thing to this place here. You're in talk. You close your mouth. You can be that deceptive in life. It will affect you. You can look at your government and say this is wrong. It will mean nothing. It will not take away your partisanship. It will only mean to the rest of the people that you are sincere partisan. You can tell if your government is going wrong. You can say that the government is going wrong, that the decision taken by the government is not right. They will not take you from the party. They will not frown at you. They will respect your opinion because you're being objective. But you think everything government does, oh yeah, right, oh yeah, right. Some of you, you're focusing on that foundation. Some of you have been affected. Your relatives have been affected by the demolition. You're afraid to come on and say, my sister, my brother, because you're ashamed. After saying all kinds of things on the other side, yeah, the very government, they dumb you. Now you're ashamed. You should be pointing out, we're waiting for you. You can't come out to say anything. The demolition affecting you. The demolition, they not go asking for seditions, houses. It went indiscriminately. Everybody sedition or UPS or everybody, it affected them. Some of them tried playing, what the other one said? He said, she didn't get problem, they destroy her house. As long as the government want to do something there, all right. I just hope that the government must base something there. Sorry. The lie is hurting you, madam. It's hurting you. They get you no compensation. You know when you can say that? When you receive compensation and you are in a good position to relocate with what you receive, coupled with what you already have. You're hurting her. She won't tell the truth to say the thing that really hurting me is wrong. As long as the government can put development there, no problem. Me I get problem to break my heart. Who in this war, they break down your property, it will not hurt you. Even when somebody takes something from you or roast it from you, it hurts. And you think it's going to take, it's going to be in a twinkling of an eye for any development to come? Let right behind, what they call the place? Ambition, the entertainment center there. They ran there with the bulldozers. When they came, they say, oh, they're doing their one. They want the floor. They broke down the people's houses. What do you see there? The place is there now. Nothing. Since that time. 1 year, several months, that place there. Nothing happening. They just displaced those people with the intent that they were going to clear the place, to do this, to do that, to do that. It's there. Some of the people start putting makeshifts on it again. You think that everywhere they break, something will just go there suddenly. Some of those places will be there just for the open, for people to flow through. All right. So let's move to the next, and then we turn to you. The performance or the show at Convent with the Liberian musician Christoph and the Ministry of Education decision. The ministry said that it became aware of a video circulating on social media showing a musical performance involving students in what they call school-related setting. The content of performance, it said, inappropriate for those it referred to as minors. And it raises serious safeguarding concerns. The Ministry of Education said it is currently verifying the circumstances under which that event took place. And that will include whether it was authorized, the parties responsible, and the level of supervision. The Ministry of Education said, pending the outcome of the investigation, after engaging the relevant school authorities and other people, they will take appropriate action in line with the education or what they call national education policy. So to put this in context, then we open the line. Where's my guy? The Ministry of Education is right. The Ministry of Education is right. Yes, why? It has supervision over schools in the Republic. Even though its supervision had not been vibrant and effective, but let's take it because they have that statutory responsibility. So they have to speak. They have not been very, they have not put a strong surveillance on all of the schools, given the things that are happening. And this one explains just that, because they said they saw a video circulating on social media. I don't think the Ministry of Education is against performance, but undesirable performance. I think that's what led them to have raised concern. Performance can be desirable, it can be undesirable. The nudity appearance of the artists, not for all places. No, it's not for all places or audience or crowd. You want to be careful. It's not because you are a star, so you can dress any way you go to perform. We're talking about this misconception they have. But as a star, you gotta know, you should know your atmosphere, know your audience based on what you're going to do. Our culture is a conservative one. Our culture is a conservative one. It's not really a liberal culture. That means the people are not exposed to what you see in other countries here. So let me talk about the guys here. I have observed over the time how Liberian, most, if not all, Liberian musicians behave. The first thing in life, be yourself. That's the first thing, be yourself. And I observed that majority of Liberian artists, musical, movie stars, they are copycats. They want to look like, sound like, appear like the people on the other side. And once you are comical, you take on people's character, you can never be the kind of person. You want to be natural. Be yourself. Everybody different. Natural meaning you just yourself. You can't photocopy another person. Your style is your style. And people will know you by that. We are four on this radio. Israel in the morning, Israel star is the star. Compton comes on, Compton star is the star. Sam Andrews comes on, Sam Andrews star is the star. AB comes on, AB star is the star. Nobody photocopies another person. And that's why the audience have options and they like everything. When you move to photocopy people, that the audience should see you that way, you become unnatural. And almost everything you will do will be unnatural. Look at the artists here. Majority of the artists, look at the dress code. They import the Western style. They dress like the Western people because the Western guys can put their trouser down, a hanging. They wear the boxer, they bring the boxer down small. Then they wear the jeans trouser over it, they bring the jeans trouser down small. Then they look for a B. How they call that boots, man? Huh? The BB boots, then just the army thing. Huh? The weather one. Then you got the Western guy, now they put earring in the ear, so they put earring in the ear too. All kinds of things you see in that kind of way. Another thing, the guys, they're not celebrity. You cannot be a celebrity when you photocopy another person. And that's how I see most Liberian musicians here and musical stars. You can never be a celebrity. That you want the people to see you as a celebrity when you are photocopying another person. Photocopy means it is not your own idea. It is not your own thinking, not your creativity. Another person you saw and you took it, another person thinking. That another person intellectual property you took. So when you see them moving, they think that they are star. They're walking that kind of way. You become a celebrity from your innovation. What you think that others are not thinking. And that's how people get attracted onto you. Look at those guys on the scene, on the musical scene, the football scene, everywhere. They think individually and creatively. And as they do, the camera focus on them. And the more they do it, their audience start to increase. No one knew Lamin Yaman from anywhere. Let me show you. He started doing what he could do, doing it with every seriousness, putting everything into it, maintaining his natural self. One day he decided to practice a dance from a music. He took that small radio here in man, the dancing. That thing went far and wide all over. Everybody started dancing that way. Everybody. He did not take that thing from another person. Cristiano Ronaldo star, that star when he scored goal, then he just jumped. He did not take it from anybody. He just thought about it. And what happens? It went far and wide. The whole wide world today, people still doing it. Cristiano Ronaldo is not really active on the European scene. But people are still celebrating. They're still using that. his impact remains. You are not celebrity. When you're taking on another person's idea, you mimicking, you photocopying another person. There is no creativity from you. And that's why you see of most of these Liberian musicians. Another thing is, most of their songs, they complain that Liberians are not buying their songs. Our culture is conservative. Our culture is not exposed to rude songs. The languages are bad off. Most of them have taken on the American, European style that is here of those guys. They're putting all kinds of words in that song. They're insulting, all kinds of things. It's because of their culture. The culture is open to that. It is nothing for their culture. That's the normal of their culture. But ours is a conservative culture. You produce a song and then you're using words that are not good for the ear. Who going to buy that music? Who going? Nobody will want it. But they can say anything they say in the song. That's what the culture is all about. People get to like it. And their album is sold in a twinkling of an eye because they have the culture for that. They have the demographic for that. Just listen to most of these Liberian guys now. Their song, they're putting all kinds of things inside. They're cussing, all kinds of rude words they're using. They have to stop. You guys, you musicians, you have to stop importing Western style, Western idea. Be yourself. Come up with something natural. You don't have to get your trousers hanging down. You wear big, hey man, I still getting the name of that. I still have not getting the name of that thing they can wear, man. It's just an army boots. Yeah, they have the yellow. For me, it's predominantly yellow. Yeah. And you see, you have to stop that. Stop importing. You can be a musician in Liberia. You come off unique without dressing lezogo. No disrespect to you, please. Don't understand it as well. I'm not degrading you. I'm just giving a candid observation as a Liberian. What I observe. You don't have to dress that kind of way. Some of them, they will dress like one time, one of them came on a show, yeah? Israel saw him. Israel said, oh, but saying what that man going? That man, because you see the man, are you coming into a radio station? You call yourself musician, Liberian. You come into a radio station, then you get t-shirt, plain t-shirt, yeah? Then you cut the arm, area practically naked. Then you can't say that you don't begin and they don't get time that they're home dead, that they're culture. The people like to see them that way. You can be natural and perform and become a celebrity. You can be very natural. Be yourself. Put out creativity and you will become a celebrity. A celebrity is not how you do yourself. A celebrity is the kind of thing that you put on and attract attention on you. People tend to see you not as a celebrity when they see another person's idea in you. You photocopying another person's idea. They see nothing distinct, no difference. Like the word my man used for President Weah. They see no difference. I'm not saying difference, I say difference. Yeah. So that thing that happened there, you guys have to stop. There are great Liberian musicians. There are some good ones. Yeah, there are some good ones. Though I'm not fond of Liberian music, to be very honest, but I think I like to listen to the ones with message, real message of the future. Yeah. Message of the future. Great Liberian songs. Great Liberian songs. Not all, but they are great. Like this one.
Sing. Money, Ah, yeah. Teacher call up yeah. Go sing. You want rabbit car, you want live good life, you want eat good food. You want go to school, you want be like deuce, you want eat big you. You want care your play for people to say my brabby hello. You want dress to impress for men and to say that you the too fair. Look for the money, 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 money. Look for the money. Not too much
And this one?
Yeah, nah. I only want chewing make me feel like that. Boss, oh my, she not do so anymore. Outsonic music. Yeah, like go on. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, oh. Yeah, 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 yeah. My poor, oh, oh. Talanta, baby. My poor, my poor. I love you, I love you, I love you, yeah, my poor.
And this one?
Infectious.
The music vibe.
Money, she give her body away like so.
So you see, just think, just be creative and be natural. You don't have to be photocopying people from other countries. You are a Liberian. Change your culture. Let your culture know you for what you have introduced. Let your culture know when there is a performance, you watch it. When there is a performance and they have people coming from other countries, other stars to perform, you see our guys here, they dress just like those guys. They want to be seen that way too. There are players who use tattoos, who cut their hair, the poor kind of thing. There are players who don't do it, but they are stars. People respect them. People don't respect you. They are not attracted onto you because you took another person's idea or you dress like another person. Bring a difference to your own culture, your innovation. Change the setting of Liberia. Change the musical setting by the kind of creativity you will put to the flow. Just be different. You don't have to be like those people. You're putting all kinds of words in your songs, not helping the culture. Ours is not like the United States. It's not like Europe. Those are liberal cultures. They accept everything. They're open to everything. They are free thinkers country. Free thinker is that culture or person that accepts everything, every idea. Everything. And when you start dressing that way, acting that way, when you get in such a Western culture, in no time you tend to get, because when you bracket with a gate, you won't be like this, you won't be like that. Now. The people put earring in your ear, you put earring in your ear. The people get their boxer hanging down. Then they wear the long jeans trousers hanging down. You too, you do the same thing. They put tattoo all over there. They're wearing the t-shirt, the cut the hand, cut it. You too, you do the same. It's because you see them doing, so you photocopying. All right, let's go down. Let's take our guy. Where is my guy? Where is my guy? Then we move. Where is my guy? Where is my guy? Then we can move on. Where's my guy? Yo, hold on. I'm about to turn to you people. But let's go to my guy first. This song is so great. It's so inspiring. The guy produced this song so great. Good song. Where is it? Let's go. Yes. Let's go.
Two leaders walking different lives. One leads with love, the other spite. George and Joseph both can stand so clear. One brings hope, one brings fear. Joe's where he rules with gentle hands, lifts the weak and understands. Every soul gets equal chance. Compassion flows in his advance. When the people need him near, he steps down to dry their tears. Plays with kids and helps the old. His warm heart can't be sold. Oh, Joe's where leads with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Joseph Boker rules with hate and lies, laughs as hungry children cry, treats his people like they're dirt, leaves them bleeding, leaves them hurt. When the nation needs his aid, he just watches while it falls, mocks their pain with cruel delight, devil dressed in leader's might. Oh, Joe's where leads with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Whoa,
Let's read your comments. Not all, let's read few, then we turn to you following by radio. Emmanuel Bro, Joseph Walker leads with hit and lines. Harrison Way, they are imitating the personnel in America, the way they are clothed without belt. Okay, Edwin Hoff, thank you. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Mountain Climber. Yeah, that's the boat. Thank you. Emmanuel Bro writes, with the current demolition exercise in Liberia, JNB and Unity Party government are retrogressing the country at a very fast pace. And I'll be Philip Tokbat said, no national pride. Miata down, Liberian voters are war people. How can you bring a man into power who has no vision? Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's take a few calls and then that will be doing it for today. Rita Hat, you love the song, eh? Okay. Yeah, nice one. It's in a cappella form. A nice one. All right. So let's go. Let's take a few calls. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. The women's line 0777 98 0375. Then you want to go straight to the point and make sure you cut your radio off so that we don't experience the feedback we don't want. Let's start with the women's line. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Peter back calling from Chelsea. Sandra, thank you very much. Sandra, you say, oh, I lost a hit. I made a country, send a country for a woman and some more years, going to 2 more years now. The country not develop. Say, not me, it will not be you. Ain't me? Say, not me, it will not be you. You come to power. Come to power, what your friend do, you do your own development. But because you got a head and money, then you say you won't go after everything. When your people looting the country, resources, we in asset poverty, your city, your criminal, you're protecting, and then you won't go after the other people there. And so your people see that you're supposed to see what money they play. What investigate, who get our money, who get our head in you. Like got a country day to day. Because the way you never in the country yet. If we don't come with the solution, come to our peace, then they will go back to the same day. But because we hold our peace and the leader of the country who told the people, they made me work for the country, the man with peace. Spiritual people that I receive sit and there, we are people, we are going through all the top down, all of them government will bury a peace, obey the patient, so to the not to kick them out, and go once that, so can we can move forward. Let me tell you, Joseph, they will not lead all that blood. They will end with Serbia and we pay after 20 now. Joseph, no, you can't come to power here, but the people say yes. We want to go back to the same party. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Andrew. How are you?
Fine.
Yeah, Mr. Andrew. Yeah, thank you so much for the show this evening. And Mr. Andrew, I want to ask you, what do you think a golden nation? Hello?
Your question and answer. Hello. Your answer.
Yeah. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, let's hear you.
Hello, Andrew?
Yeah, fine, Mama. I'm getting you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm going to walk. Oh, that story remind me of the revolution of the black slave when it was suffering in America. I wish to hear that song every day.
Yeah.
It's a great message. Yeah, explain everything now. Ain't need no calling, just between that song on and on. Thank you very much, St. Andrew. I'm cousin Lucy's daughter.
Okay. All right. I will play it before we go. I will play again.
Thank you.
Hello? Oh, the man's went off. Hello? Hello? Madam, you are on the air.
I said, I didn't recall I some I can be sick. I have seen what the imam. I didn't recall it. Still, the people there, they were not getting nothing for all on. But boy, what you were going to look God alone. Say nothing in the people that are jealous. You come 20 years in the 20 years, all the comment are paper working a woman not do no development. Now, only cloud we are foundation after all the cloud foundation, cloud foundation, they get in their money, must go to court, and God will make when they will go to that court, they will be free, they will not get a foundation. Cloud we will get free, people will come from all over, they will come testify our places. One will testify, then they say no politician will not go there. Then now politician will be there. God bless you, Papa.
All right. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Andrews.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Andrews. I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I call from a people on Down Coast Spoon Hill, Wintown community. Mr. Andrews, thank you very much. You know, Mr. Andrews, as I sat near my radio and listened to you, I begin to wonder why Liberia have been underdeveloped for the last 100 and some more years. And I get to know that all because of hate, jealousy, and envy were the cause for which Liberia got to where we are today. Mr. Andrew, with all fairness, our laws are clear. Government are run on budgetary allocations. So if you say, how Marie we are built an orphanage foundation or orphanage home with government money, didn't you check the last 6-year budgetary allocation to all? Where were the inconsistencies that you observed in the last budgetary allocation over the last 6 years for which you are running to court? Or should you go to court to ask her to produce evidence against yourself? In my mind, the hate of this land is what got this country underdeveloped. And those guys who are doing it must stop. That place is the face of Liberia, and I believe that justice will prevail because they have no evidence That's why they are asking us to produce evidence against ourselves. Because in my mind, there are evidence were the one that they were going to take to court. But failure to take evidence to court, asking somebody to produce evidence, clearly indicate that the case dead upon arrival, and they have nothing. Only what they are doing, they are trying to satisfy their political constituents because they lie to them under the canopy of prosecuting President Weah. That's what they are doing. Mr. Andrew, nothing you guys will show, nothing they will do. They say here is just a wasted years, and we pray for President Weah to live long, to redeem us come 2029. Thank you very much for always giving us the opportunity to contribute to national development. Thank you very much.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sam, thank you. Let me say good afternoon to the followers.
What is your name?
This is Hussein Kero.
My man. Hussein Kero, why did you call? My man, you were banned.
No, Sam.
You were banned. Listen, you were banned for unruly conduct, and you show no remotes whatsoever. And what you did was professionally demeaning. You allow yourself to be bullied by the people on the other side, and it is wrong. We don't vilify fellow media institutions and journalists. That's why when somebody is saying something of a media institution, we don't allow it because we are all colleagues. It's unprofessional. You sat down, you allowed the people, you spoke, you denigrated the institution, you went personal. And then they sat down there, they kept on laughing, and I told you, I said, no, that's the penalty for it. They could not rescue you, they have no time. So you're being off. No, what you should have done, no, listen, come on, my man. Come on, I'm picking you dealing with. The first thing first, you should have asked for my number. You send a message of remorse, expressing yourself. Then I will come to the people and say, because of XYZ, we let it go. It's not for you to call on the show and try to justify, or that's the time you want to show remorse. No, you have to do that. You have to show that remorse off the air. Chief, not just a minute, man. They tell you are just a minute, man. What kind of man are you? You think I joke with playing, yeah? Let's go on the other side. Hello.
Hello, Sir Andrew.
Yeah.
I'm calling from the shop.
Mm-hmm. Hey, move away from the child. Move away from the child.
Yeah, sorry. I just want to say thank you for the on our discussion. People are fighting or losing battle. A losing battle that we're fighting. They don't even have foundation. We send our children all of the other people send their children all of the country to learn. For our own to get good solid foundation to learn. Hello?
I'm listening. You went off, madam. Hello?
Yeah. Good evening. Hello?
You are on the air.
Okay. Thank you. Well, this is Mohammed Jr. Well, somehow I joined a conversation from the chicken sea with Texas aluminum factory. Somehow I don't know, what that is. It's a Boakai in Katu Boakai running behind our foundation. The Liberian People Foundation, Cloud Foundation. These people, these people want to.
You went off, my dear. You went off. The network not that favorable. So when you call in, just make sure you're in a suitable place that your line will not be interrupted. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Nicholas Cooper calling from Canada.
Let's hear you.
Yeah. And we are what you're talking about is good for liberate children to learn. But what are the people then used to do? Fool ourselves, fool our people then, we'll be planning to send in America. They send them back. After that, we send them to school there. When the children come, we'll be under jumping off. That's what they want to do. Because why Ellie went on her side, and she see it brought happiness to her. But the people don't want for our children to learn. They don't even want for the country to be develop. They build a hustle, they give it to government paying them, they sign America. The outing will be going. So for nothing, all the windows so nothing, I do nothing. And our children would learn. I will have to say.
All right. Hello.
Mr. Andrew, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Abraham Kuma. I'm calling for Ghana. Mr. Andrew, thank you very much for informing Labrador people. God will bless King FM because you are saying the truth. But Mr. Andrew, what I want to say is today, that Kawu Foundation, nothing can test that thing beside ball. No man, this country, they say you will go temple with that place. You will temple with the Labrador people. Our brother and sister, they're going there. Their mother and father not get money. Then the woman come from where Jamaica, the not Jamaica children, then the woman come to educate them, the Labrador children. So we will stand by the people as a Liberia, will stand by Kawia and the Jowia. That foundation will stand. That's not the color issue we're talking about. That's not co-water seller issue we're talking about. People who were with World Bank, they woman, our father were with World Bank, they woman were with World Bank. So their mind develop long time. We're not discussing the color issue. You don't know about nothing to get fire color and co-water. No, you don't get development idea. So people who get development idea now, that the people will be here now to develop our country and our children can go to school. So Labrador people, you all relax. We will protect our place. Someone will not want to talk, we can get monitor sometime. But anybody, anything, and people will study, will be waiting for you. They will not even going nowhere. As Farmer said, they will not going to no court. You go to court, you get the evidence, tell them to court. You are not going there. Why not see that one in the war? You must carry evidence against yourself. Your court said educated people. They will not going nowhere. I don't want to say anything. You're afraid of the people. Those people must say, all will come from local country. When they try to do a local country way. What be now? You want to disturb the woman? That Jamaica children, they want sending her to school? Yeah? That all Labrador children? They want to go nowhere. Thank you, Mr. Andrew.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Hello?
You are on the air, Chief.
Huh?
You are on the air.
Okay, my name is Alexander Sisse, calling from Plonga Broadview. Yeah, Mr. Andrew, you spoke well. Yeah, Mr. Andrew, I don't want to know for you, who is the main person you think that is governing nation?
You. That you.
Huh?
You.
No, not me. No, you prefer that area.
Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Edmond Carr and the visually impaired that is pushing for the return of President we are 2029. You know, you said it right. That thing that we think that if you are not there and you were not able to do it, the other person should not do it. It's bad. That will carry up beyond. You know? So so the whole assets recovery thing is only focusing on just the immediate past government. It's not going after any other person. Even the one that we have complained about that is taking place lower. There is no investigation to even initiate investigation to tell the Liberian people what is what. But all we hear, after recovery, after Finapundo, after Plawia, and all that kind of stuff. What people going there got to do with a court issue? There is nothing concerning that institution is closed down, that the court has taken over the place, nothing. You are going through your process, and we are watching to see. So what it has to do with the former president going there, Amara going there to see the children, he said at the express. What he has been seeing online, he has gone there to verify. You know, they say they were happy the people will come here. Somebody is 35 years old, they graduated from high school. Somebody is 35 years old, They got 2 master, 1 BSc, 2 master with a law degree. Then you 35-year-old, you graduate from high school. You 40-year-old, you graduating from high school. What can you do to improve your situation? Should we continue to be beyond people here? So I think, you know, so it's very important that we'll be able to step up our way of doing it. Like our following somebody, you are going to go win this. The woman come from hearing the ICU. Well, move your decision to come here. It's telling me because she's 35-year-old. If that's the way you're supposed to think, you know. So that's Liberia, man, and we are watching to see what comes up tomorrow. But we know the children are over there. They are Liberian children, and we are protecting their future. Nothing going to stop them. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, Samaju. Well, this is Mohammed Donzo for Fana Jr. You know, well, Samaju, I was saying that Mr. Bwaka is looking for a problem in this country. And we will not learn from Mr. Bwaka because Mr. Bwaka is an envious puppy. He's a jealous puppy. And he entire family are envious and jealous in this country. So we are just looking at them, you know, just giving them ego, you know, we are looking at in this country. Mr. Bwaka should not make fun of our people. You know, that foundation is the foundation for the native
My man,
people.
You don't have any fear. That's just the hearing. And Arab want you to call, and then they subpoena me. They say, oh, come and explain. Nothing extra in that thing. Nothing extra. Wait now, hey, my man, you wait now. Wait, my man. Wait, how you can put emotion in the thing there? Legal business. And teacher like to you the last time. Listen. Law, that reasoning. Law, not politics. The Arab people, they went to the court, so the court say you can't. Nothing extra. Okay. The legal team of Cloud Foundation, they say, oh, Latin there ain't make any sense. You know, no substance inside. You're true Latin outside. So that what they're going for tomorrow, what extra in that thing there?
Okay, Samaju, Mr. Bwaka, just say no in this country that we are still here.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. You spice it up. Yeah, you spice it up. So I promise to play the song for you, eh? Yeah, the other lady that called, she really liked this song. It's extra. Yeah, is it? You're listening to it. I'm not interrupting. I'm not doing anything. You're listening to it. You enjoy yourself with it. And then when the time is getting closer, then I come to say goodbye. So this is it.
2 leaders walking different lights. One leads with love, the other spite. George and Joseph both can stand so clear. One brings hope, one brings fear. Joe's way he rules with gentle hands, lifts the weak and understands. Every soul gets equal chance. Compassion flows in his advance. When the people need him near, he steps down to dry their tears. Plays with kids and helps the old. His warm heart can't be sold. Oh, Joe's well leads with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Joseph Boker rules with hate and lies, laughs as hungry children cry, treats his people like they're dirt, leaves them bleeding, leaves them hurt. When the nation needs his aid, he just watches while it falls, mocks their pain with cruel delight, devil dressed in leader's might. Oh, Joe's where leads with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Bokia brings the storm and rain. Whoa, da da da, whoa. Whoa, da da da, da da da. Whoa, da da da, whoa. Two leaders walking different lights. One leads with love, the other spite. George and Joseph Bokia stand so clear. One brings hope, one brings fear. Joe's where he rules with gentle hands, lifts the weak and understands. Every soul gets equal chance. Compassion flows in his advance. When the people need him near, he steps down to dry their tears. Plays with kids and helps the old. His warm heart can't be sold. Oh, Joe's where leaves with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Bokia brings the storm and rain. Joseph Bokia brings the storm and rain. Joseph Bokia rules with hate and lies, laughs as hungry children cry, treats his people like they're dirt, leaves them bleeding, leaves them hurt. When the nation needs his aid, he just watches while it falls, mocks their pain with cruel delight, devil dressed in leader's might. Oh, Joe's where leads with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Bokia brings the storm and rain. Whoa, da da da, whoa. Whoa, da da da, da da da. Whoa, da da da, whoa. Two leaders walking different lights. One leads with love, the other spite. George and Joseph Bokia stand so clear. One brings hope, one brings fear. Joe's where he rules with gentle hands, lifts the weak and understands. Every soul gets equal chance. Compassion flows in his advance. When the people need him near, he steps down to dry their tears. Plays with kids and helps the old. His warm heart can't be sold. Oh, Joe's where leaves with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Bokia brings the storm and rain. Joseph Bokia brings the storm and rain. Joseph Bokia rules with hate and lies, laughs as hungry children cry, treats his people like they're dirt, leaves them bleeding, leaves them hurt. When the nation needs his aid, he just watches while it falls, mocks their pain with cruel delight, devil dressed in leader's might. Oh, Joe's where leads with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Bokia brings the storm and rain. Whoa, da da da, whoa. Whoa, da da da, da da. Whoa, da da da, whoa. Two leaders walking different lights. One leads with love, the other spite. George and Joseph both can stand so clear. One brings hope, one brings fear. Joe's way he rules with gentle hands, lifts the weak and understands. Every soul gets equal chance. Compassion flows in his advance. When the people need him near, he steps down to dry their tears. Plays with kids and helps the old. His warm heart can't be sold. Oh, Joe's where leaves with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Joseph Boker rules with hate and lies, laughs as hungry children cry, treats his people like they're dirt, leaves them bleeding, leaves them hurt. When the nation needs his aid, he just watches while it falls, mocks their pain with cruel delight, devil dressed in leader's might. Oh, Joe's where leads with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Two leaders walking different lights. One leads with love, the other spite. George and Joseph both can stand so clear. One brings hope, one brings fear. Joe's way he rules with gentle hands, lifts the weak and understands. Every soul gets equal chance. Compassion flows in his advance. When the people need him near, he steps down to dry their tears. Plays with kids and helps the old. His warm heart can't be sold. Oh, Joe's where leaves with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Joseph Boker rules with hate and lies, laughs as hungry children cry, treats his people like they're dirt, leaves them bleeding, leaves them hurt. When the nation needs his aid, he just watches while it falls, mocks their pain with cruel delight, devil dressed in leader's might. Oh, Joe's where leads with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Two leaders walking different lights. One leads with love, the other spite. George and Joseph both can stand so clear. One brings hope, one brings fear. Joe's where he rules with gentle hands, lifts the weak and understands. Every soul gets equal chance. Compassion flows in his advance. When the people need him near, he steps down to dry their tears. Plays with kids and helps the old. His warm heart can't be sold. Oh, Joe's where leaves with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Joseph Boker rules with hate and lies, laughs as hungry children cry, treats his people like they're dirt, leaves them bleeding, leaves them hurt. When the nation needs his aid, he just watches while it falls, mocks their pain with cruel delight, devil dressed in leader's might. Oh, Joe's where leads with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Whoa, whoa. Two leaders walking different lights. One leads with love, the other spite. George and Joseph Boker stand so clear. One brings hope, one brings fear. Joe's where he rules with gentle hands, lifts the weak and understands. Every soul gets equal chance. Compassion flows in his advance. When the people need him near, he steps down to dry their tears. Plays with kids and helps the old. His warm heart can't be sold. Oh, Joe's where leaves with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Joseph Boker rules with hate and lies, laughs as hungry children cry, treats his people like they're dirt, leaves them bleeding, leaves them hurt. When the nation needs his aid, he just watches while it falls, mocks their pain with cruel delight, devil dressed in leader's might. Oh, Joe's where leads with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Boker brings the storm and rain. Whoa, whoa.
Okay, so you got it. Uninterrupted. You got it. Jukonti Chie, what's up? Okay, she said the song is a bomb. Yes.
brings the storm and rain. Whoa, da da da, whoa. Whoa, da da da, da da da. Whoa, da da da, whoa.
And so you want to join us at 6 in just under 25 minutes. King's Newsroom is on at 6 o'clock. Join the news team for developments unfolding here in Liberia and out of Liberia. Then at 6:50, Isiaka Sharif and Josephine Pello Johnson are in with CDC Hour. You don't want to miss it. And then at 8 o'clock, the teacher of the land, the light of the nation, the evangelist, the Anthony at Law, A.B. William, will face the issues. You just can miss out on it. That's it. This is how we go home. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. We go home this way.
Two leaders walking different lives. One leads with love, the other spite. George and Joseph both can stand so clear. One brings hope, one brings fear. Joe's where he rules with gentle hands, lifts the weak and understands. Every soul gets equal chance. Compassion flows in his advance. When the people need him near, he steps down to dry their tears. Plays with kids and helps the old. His warm heart can't be sold. Oh, Joe's where leads with love so true. Every day his care shines through, while the other spreads the pain. Joseph Boca brings the storm and rain.
From the latest news to your favorite tunes, we've got your back morning, night, and afternoon. Join our family, connect with your crew. Kings FM 88.5.